Welcome Aquarius, this is your July 13th to July 19th forecast, and your most influential events are going to be Saturn in Aries retrograde starting July 13th, and then also the moon being conjunct Neptune in Aries on July 16th. So these are going to highlight your spiritual development and growth, and this is a time for collective realignment that's paired with intuitive action, and it encourages deep spiritual revisions. And you're being guided to tune into inner timelines. So you can do this through future self journaling. So journaling as your future self, or writing yourself a letter from your future self, or energetic time travel rituals. So if you have any practices that help you to connect with higher level timelines, then absolutely do those things. And your focus this week is going to be about letting go as well. So there may be some choices here that you have to decide between, and you have many paths, many options available to you, but you're going to have to pick which ones make you feel the most fulfilled. And it may also be that for some of you, the choices that make you feel fulfilled result in letting go of other things, other individuals, other situations, other circumstances. It could also be just belief patterns, or just struggling and just mental unclarity, or just like having a lot of things going on in your mind that you're worried about, that you're stressed over as well. So it could be really about letting any of those types of things go. Anything that's also causing or creating distractions and distracting you from your path and fulfilling your ultimate desires is what is going to come up here, and what you're being advised to really work on letting go at this time. So I want to look at any challenges that are going to come up for you this week. So we have 9 of Discs. So it may be you putting all of it together and really figuring things out, because we do have a lot going on here and a lot of different things that you may want to adjust. You may want to heal within yourself or within your environment. So it is a lot going on, a lot that you're taking on and taking initiative over. So that's all wonderful. That's well and good, especially if you are comfortable with that and you feel good about that. So it's just about you organizing things in the best way, and again, letting go of things that aren't important, that aren't a priority, and really refining your focus, and then organizing that, your ideas, your strategies, your philosophies. We also have resilience. Wonderful. So we know you're absolutely resilient. You're very future focused as well, and you're open and adaptable and flexible. And that is the energy that may come to you as a little bit of a challenge for you this week, but you are going to be able to persevere. We'll get some more messages here, but we initially see that like you have a lot going on here. So it's about organizing and letting go of what doesn't fit, and then also really having the strength and the courage to pull through that process and really truly let go of those distractions. We also have strength coming up here. So we know you're brave enough. We know you're strong enough. We know you're courageous enough. Just allow that to shine through. Connect with that energy within. Reassure yourself. And that future journaling process could be helpful here, because you can write yourself a letter from your future self to show how strong you are, how brave you are, how courageous you are, and how you persevered through that to find your fulfillment, to find your bliss. Okay? What else do we have here? You will have financial security in life. So for some of you, some of these areas of discontent, or just areas that need a little attention and focus, do have to do with your finances here. Okay, so this is really just that confirmation of like, yes, keep on your healing journey, keep going through the process of letting go of things, of getting back on track, refining your plans, your goals, your dreams. Keep working on that, because it is going to result in a plentiful bounty for you in the future. That'll be your result for you putting in that inspired action and opening yourself up to change and growth and more abundance. Wonderful. So let's look at some underlying issues here. So, okay, getting started, moving forward. It may even be specific communications in some way, some sort. So it could be like just, how do I want to say, like belief systems, like written texts that you're following that just aren't aligned with who you truly are and what is the truth and what is authentically you. So it could be that that's not aligning. It could, again, be just thoughts and other beliefs. It could be your actions, your patterns, your words, whatever this is that's not aligned. Let it go. Also, any communication that comes in that makes you feel unaligned or creates a little bit of a setback, that is also something that is something that you'll deal with here, and you will obviously you will overcome that. So that's what I'm hearing. You absolutely will. So any communications that's coming through to you that aren't necessarily what you were expecting or something that you think is going to benefit you, even if it's just a blessing in disguise. Sometimes that's how things work, and you know that already. But even in that case, find the benefit in it. Find the helpful part of it. Find the lesson in it. Take that, let it go, and move forward. So we also have the 8 of Discs here with dedication, you putting in that inspired action and that effort. So once you have your path aligned, once you know where you're going, once you know what fits, once you know what you're letting go of, and you have, then it's about getting back on your healing journey and coming back into alignment of who you are, being dedicated to your cause, the reason why you came here, the path that you chose to fulfill by having this earthly experience. It's about getting back to that. Okay, and then we have instigation with the Prince of Wands. Okay, so we have the communication coming up here again. So for some of you, it could quite literally be about communication coming through to you that you need to work through. But I feel like this may also be about the way that you communicate with others. So there could be some contrast there that you want to work through, and you may decide to be more emotionally intelligent and work on that, work on your communications in some way. But I feel like Prince of Wands coming up, that's typically a person that is a great communicator. So you may be relying on that communication, your communication skills, your emotional intelligence, your divine feminine qualities, your understanding, your compassion, your empathy, and using that to help you to heal, to help you make choices, to help you resolve any contrast that comes your way. So let's look at your okay, let's look at beliefs, goals. We have the 7 of Swords here. All right, so you may be feeling like you're missing out on something in some way. If you let go of the things that aren't serving you and the people that aren't serving you and providing no value to you, I mean, that says enough right there. If it's not helpful, it's not providing value, it doesn't feel aligned, it doesn't make you feel good, then what could you possibly be missing from that? Okay, you have to ask yourself that. You have to talk through that, maybe journal on it, meditate on it. Really, you're going to have to fight really hard to find a reason to keep it around, to keep it, giving it energy. Okay, so this is really about you evaluating those things, taking an introspective approach, and truly deciding what's for you. Because the healing process, that can't be faked. Okay, so you getting to the clarity of things, getting to the bottom of things, getting to the root cause of things. All right, so let's see here. We have the 10 of Pentacles here as well. Yeah, so absolutely for some of you, I know we're really speaking from the spiritual influence here, but there is a strong financial influence here for some of you as well. So you could this communications that you're receiving, that could be related to financial components or aspects, or your career or your job, or if you're an entrepreneur, your business, your investments, things like that. So you could be encountering some contrast, some deception in some way there, someone not being truthful or hiding things, and you'll have to deal with that, because for some of you, this individual that's doing this, or this situation, circumstance, is one that you trusted, right? You trusted that they were operating from their highest good and they had your best interest in mind, but you're finding out that that's not necessarily the case here. So it is so amazing for you to receive that clarity, and receive that clarity now, so that you can adjust, so that you can make different choices, so that you can turn things around, so that you are working towards the things that are most benefiting to you, and you're working with the individuals, the organizations, the structures that are providing value and benefit to you, as opposed to putting your effort and time and resources into an organization or a person or a partnership that is being deceptive to you in some way. Okay, so let's look at your approach here. Okay, interesting. So you may be taking like a little bit of a step back to gain that introspection, to look at things and to get a more clear view of what is truly happening and going on. Okay, so that's wonderful to take that moment of reflection as a part of your process. What else? We have harmony here. Okay, so yeah, you may be just wanting this 10 of Pentacles here. You may be just like, look, I don't want to argue. I don't want to fight. I don't want the drama. I just want to process things and work through it, and for us to come to emotional fulfillment and satisfaction here, basically. It's like, look, you're not disturbing my chi. You're not disturbing my zen. I'm not doing it with you. But again, it's really good to understand, like, and see people for that value that they're bringing to you, in the sense of like how they are engaging with you, how they are supporting you, how they are unconditionally loving you, how they are being as a part of your quote soul family or your circle here, so that you can really get rid of anybody that is doesn't have your best interest in mind, basically. So this is you like working towards that harmony and trying to keep things balanced here. And then we're looking at the outside environment here, where we're clearly seeing a little bit of contrast, some challenges, some obstacles here. So that's absolutely in your environment. There may also be things just happening just in the world that we're living in today, that you're seeing some devastation. You're seeing just a lot of wrongdoings, and it's going to be so important for you to keep in this space as much as you can, and to put that positive, unconditionally loving energy out into the collective, so that we can use that energy to rise above all this other shit that's going on. Okay? So you being in that state, giving off that energy, putting that into the collective is progress. It is helping so much more than you know. So don't stop that. Now let's look at your guidance here. Excuse me. So we have celebration. We have you closing old chapters and allowing new ones to begin. So to me, this is you. What I'm hearing is like just being open and flexible and adaptable. And some of you are even at that place where you considered yourself healed. You are now like, okay, this new chapter, these are the things that are going to be my focus and my priority. And it's leading you towards success. So this is stepping into a chapter where you're putting in inspired action, and you're receiving abundance and fulfillment and prosperity, and it's moving you towards your 10 of Cups, your 10 of Pentacles here. Okay, so that's where you're headed. Celebration, success, victory. And then we have Temperance, balance. I love it. And I talked about incorporating the divine feminine characteristics, but also this to me is about balancing the divine masculine with the divine feminine characteristics, okay? So that compassion, that empathy, that understanding, also balancing that with your leadership skills, with your logical thinking, your logical approach, your for some reason I'm hearing like technology in some way. So whatever way that you're incorporating that into your experience, into your spirituality, creating that balance there is what you're being guided to do. Okay, and give us one more. We're going to get some oracles here. So we have the Eight of Cups with you moving towards what fulfills you. And again, as you see that chaos in your external environment, allowing yourself to be calm, to be whole, to be complete, to continue to feel harmony, feel blessed, and to put that energy out so that will start to be mirrored back to you, or that continues to be mirrored back to you, and it grows and intensifies because you are intensifying and growing your frequency and the loving, unconditionally loving energy that you're putting back out. Okay, so it's all coming together and moving us all towards a more fulfilled experience. Love it. Okay, let's see what we have. So we have visualize. Wonderful. Because this is taking us the whole way back to your original messages about tuning into higher timelines that are really connected with who you authentically are. So you have that confirmation here as well. So if you visualize as a ritual, as a self-care practice, if you meditate, there could be some opportunities here to help you with that visualization process and putting that energy out into the universe and it being beneficial and helpful to you and to everyone in the collective. So we also have you reclaiming your memory, okay? And some of you may have even lived in Lemuria or have a connection with that in some way. Here it is showing up here as a part of you getting back to your authentic self. So this may be something that you use as part of your visualization process. Interesting. What else? So we have the sacred well with replenishment, self-care, and giving from a place of plenty. So as you fill up your cup, you're getting back to this place of feeling whole and complete. So that's allowing you to be more loving, to be more giving to others, and to be that inspiration for others to see how you went through that healing process and where you are now. And they can take guidance from that, and they can be inspired by the effort that you've put in already and seeing how much you've grown and how fulfilled you are. Wonderful. Okay. Let's see. So I think I'm going to do like a couple oracles here and then we'll close out. So we have forgiveness sets you free. It keeps you from hanging on to what was never meant to be. And I really love this message because sometimes I do forget to talk about forgiveness here. So thank you so much for bringing that up here. So I feel like this is obviously really important to the healing process, forgiving others as well as forgiving yourself. Okay? All right, that is so important to the process, ensuring that you forgive yourself as well as others. We also have, remember, you came here to teach others. So this is very specific about your blueprint and what you designed for yourself to do here. So I'm actually going to move this over so we can see that visualize here, because I am being called to mention that that may be something that you visualize here as a part of your process, as a part of you remembering who you are. That can be helpful to you here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to leave things here. Aquarius, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week.